Welcome everyone to video 3 for this Tamiya Tiger 1 build series. Last video I was up to and completed step 8, which was putting in the gearboxes in place, and yeah, pretty much the lower part of the hull was assembled. Now step 9 concentrated on the front armor plate, which was just pretty fiddly little things, pretty much all just gluing and small plastic parts, so I didn't bother doing that on camera. Same with step 9, it was just attaching these two sections of armor plate together, forming one unit and slotting it into the lower hull, which I have just completed. To affix the front armor section here to the rest of the actual hull, you just need two small MA2 screws, and they just simply screw into the side here, and it kind of brings the whole tank together nicely, kind of ties everything up. And when you put them in like this, you can see it closes this gap up nicely. You see here, it doesn't have it on that side, so it kind of gets it all nice and rigid. The cool thing about the Tamiya kits is they give you the options for this. So the driver's visor here can be up or in the closed position, which is cool. And the ball here moves around for the machine gun, which is a nice touch. So just make sure you don't glue these two shut when you're in the process of putting them together. Step 11 is attaching the road wheel rubber, but I'm going to completely skip this because I want to put the wheels together, pre-paint them, and then put the rubber on, because just pain in the ass if you want to paint with the rubber there. So it's easier, take the rubber off, do the wheels, and then do the rubber once everything is painted, weathered, all that kind of stuff. Step 12, road wheels. There are 16 of them to put together, and you obviously got the idler wheel as well at the back here, and the front drive sprockets. But as you can see, there's 8 per side just of the road wheels, so 16 in total. So that'll be fun putting all these together. Now step 12 was done off camera, pretty much because it was just, well, you got 16 road wheels here, and yeah, it's a bit time consuming to do, and you don't want to stuff it up because there are an A and a B set of road wheels. Now road wheels A have a longer axle, as you can see here. Road wheels B have a shorter axle. So it pretty much, I'll show you exactly what it means. Now when you put the wheels together like that, that's how they're interleaved, attached to the suspension arms here. You can see that they both end up being the same distance and have the same amount of steel to grab onto the suspension arm. There's been some theories of why they were interleaved. I've heard that the ride obviously was improved due to the density of the interleaved wheels, and I've heard that it gave better hull protection on the side because there was so much steel, I guess, on the side there to protect it from a side impact. Either way, it looked very nice, but it was a bit complicated. I guess imagine if you were a maintenance crew back in the day trying to take off one of these. It was a massive ordeal compared to a regular T34 or something like that. But anyway, sorry about that. Getting a bit away, showing you what to do here. Yeah, so it's got bushings inside, not ball bearings, bushings in there, which work fine, I guess, for every now. If you want to upgrade it, you can to ball bearings. Here we have the rear idler wheels, comprised of 2 cast parts. You've got to put a bit of grease inside there. It's locked and loaded together with 3 screws and then a decorative cap at the end. Rolls quite nice, even if it's just on bushes as well. No problems, but it does look quite nice, and there is a fair amount of detail there as well. Make sure that when you put the 2 sides together, they have no or little gap, and it's even all the way around. Here is the front drive sprocket or drive wheel for the Tiger 1 tank. Like the idler, it is composed of 2 parts that are joined together. Good thing about this, it's keyed, so you can't stuff this up. You can see there that it will only fit in one way. The details on the actual casting and stuff is quite nice. Very respectable, and yeah, once they paint it up and everything, it looks very good, and the quality of steel is fantastic. No problems I've ever encountered with them. Step 13 being a very rewarding step once you get to it, because you can start attaching all the 16 road wheels 2 idler wheels and the 2 front sprockets. But unfortunately, I am going to skip this step because I want to paint everything up before I put it all together. But I thought I'd just show you the instructions here. The interleave wheels cause a bit of an issue. They have to be put in like a pattern so they fit in correctly. Everything else is straightforward, very easy to do. It's all held in here by grub screws in every one of these suspension arms and the rear idler, except for the front two, which is a nice big spring-loaded washer and a screw. Step 14 is all about the track tensioning adjustment and getting everything just right. It tells you to remove 3 links from the pre-assembled track as shown using the tools. It's very easy, just slide a pin out and put it back in. Now I think that's just to give you the correct track tension that they recommend, and then it can be adjusted finally with the idler here, getting this correct amount of slop in between the first road wheel to the second. So you can see that's a bit of a gap, and the second road wheel nearly touches the third. It is actually touching on there. So ideally that is the track tension that you want to run with, and the benefit of having idler adjusters is you can adjust it exactly how you want it. Now I'm going to completely skip these steps as well, 13, 14 and 15, just because I'm going to get everything painted, and then I could smack it all together once it is all complete, and I can show you this process again when I get up to it. Step 16, attaching exhausts and other little parts on the back of the tank here. A lot of this is pretty fine stuff here. I won't do this on camera, like show how to glue something together. I'll just show you the instructions. It's very clear and precise on how to put everything together. No issues there at all. But I'll get all these parts and I'll start attaching them to the back of the tank and show you how that ends up looking. Okay, progress has been made to the back of the tank with all this cool stuff here. You got obviously the exhaust, the jack, the filters, the mud flaps and everything. I've put everything on here off camera because it's all fiddly stuff and it's not really that interesting to watch. But so I've done step 16, which included all this here, plus step 17, which was just putting the rear mud flaps on, the actual jack, and putting the jack together itself, which comprises of 3 parts. Step 18 was just getting the mechanism deck ready, putting the the cable tie through there, and also attaching and putting the air cleaners together. Step 19 was easy, just putting the toolbox 2 halves together and attaching the air cleaners and stuff like that. And what you should get looking is something like this. Looking very nice so far. Tamiya stuff is always very detailed, which I like. You don't need to do a lot of stuff to get it prototypical. It looks pretty good out of the box. Obviously there is rivet counters out there that will say, you know, this isn't correct, that isn't correct, but for an everyday person, even I guess a bit more involved in the hobby, it does look very good still. Step 20 involves putting on the side fenders there. They're very nice, look very good. They're actually 2 parts, so 2 on each side, and just a simple glue and let it dry and make sure it's all straight, which it is, but that's easy. And also another step is just screwing the actual little mechanism deck to the floor here. Step 23 is just checking all the RC stuff works. I'm not going to do that on camera. It's pretty self-explanatory, just plugging everything in and make sure that works from factory. And step 24 is similar, just putting everything in there, and nothing too fancy about that. I'll put all that in off camera, same as in there. The battery pack, the speaker unit, and all that kind of stuff. You also got the machine gun barrel here you got to put in. Make sure you glue the LED in it so it emits the colour out of the end of it. It kind of looks realistic. Now here I'm up to step 26. Now this is attaching the turret rotation unit to the upper decks. That's obviously spun upside down, and just attach it to the underside of the upper deck. Also got the engine access hatch, which you attach to, and you don't make sure you don't glue these parts because that actually does open and close. And then 27 will be attaching the actual upper hole to the bottom lower hole. Cool stuff. And for anyone who's just not too sure what a tire rotation motor looks like, that's basically all it is. It's just a worm gear with a few reduction gears here that turns a big ring gear on the bottom of the turret, and that's how you get your left and right tire rotation. Pretty nice. Tamiya's implementation of this is pretty good and pretty reliable as well. Okay, so I've installed the electronics, just put them all in its place, and double-sided tape. Roughly, I will make this really nice and neat because I hate spaghetti wiring. So this is just in here. It's permanently down, but the wiring obviously will need to be fixed. I still need to get the receiver, so put that where it needs to be, and double-sided tape the little switches and all the other goodies in there. But that's it. That's nicely finished. Now the upper deck is slowly taking shape. The engine cover there, or engine lid, has the hinge and it works, which is very nice. The turret rotation motor is installed along with these little guides that it spins across. Now on the upper deck there are 3 kind of ball bearings, which when the turret sits on kind of rolls upon here as well to give it some type of smooth action. So now I'm pretty much up to step 28, but I might leave this and the remaining of the upper deck for the next video. So thanks for watching, guys. Steve here again. Any questions, please, as always, leave them down in the comment section. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and any comments and questions, please leave them down and I will try to answer them as soon as I can. Thanks, guys. Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. Thanks for watching.